following documents are taken from the handwritten notes of Trilby, an STP field operative, whose real name remains classified.
Game over. That was what I thought as I stood and watched DeFoe Manor collapse into flaming ash. The ordeal was over. Those 5 days cost us all so much. Philip and AJ paid with their lives. They were the fortunate ones. Jim Fowler was expelled from school for truancy, a bright future in tatters. Simone Taylor took the bottle. Her broadcast became slurred, her eyes hollow and unwelcoming. She soon vanished from television screens. As for me, I tried to return to life as a cat burglar, but I had been forever tainted by my time spent in that wretched house. The memories of my possession came back in my nightmares. Every night I was there again, in the mansion, staring out through unfamiliar eyes as Philip died at my hands. I became convinced that John DeFoe was not at rest, that someday he would return for me. I became so terrified of invisible enemies that I forgot about the tangible ones.
Daily Herald, Trilby caught.
2 slow, miserable years after DeFoe Manor, a barrage of truncheon blows taught me a harsh lesson in reality, and I woke up in the kind of filthy cell I assumed would be my new home. But then he came, the man from the government with his nervous smile, offering an alternative. The STP, the Special Talent Project. It hadn't been that much earlier that I would have sooner died than entered an obligation with anyone, least of all the government. Had DeFoe Manor changed me so much? Whatever my reasons, I left my past behind and resolved to give my new superiors nothing to complain about. I spent 1.5 years completing assignments, developing contacts, building a reputation. And then, the past caught up. In the summer of 1997, I became concerned about Simone Taylor's mental well-being. The papers were reporting her continual breakdown, and she had become a virtual recluse. I had no idea if my appearance would assist or hinder. I had, after all, deliberately allowed her to think me dead. Presumably she knew differently now, after the media coverage of my arrest, but I would expect her to be bitter about my subterfuge. On balance, I decided that a meeting with an old friend would most likely be beneficial. I came to her apartment building on a warm, stormy night, and braced myself for the encounter. Hello everybody, I'm your friend and neighbor who Let's Play SpiderMwa, and welcome you to Let's Play Trilby's Nose, the 3rd game in the DeFoe mythos. Yes, apparently the game maker decided to make a part 2 game as a part 3 game. Because the last time when we were in the DeFoe mythos, we were in the future. And we know that John DeFoe is gonna end up in a steel coffin that is gonna blow out into space. So we know how this game is gonna end. But what happens between here and then? We shall have to find out. Apparently this game is a lot different than before. No more point and click. Now it's move with the cursors. And type in your things. So can I... What did I do next? See? These are already notes that have been found, and we are reading the notes. Look. Simone's apartment building was gripped by a thick smell of musty, unwashed carpets. It perplexed me that a celebrity would choose to live in such low-rent accommodation. And I do have to apologize a little bit about the beginning, where I was reading all the text that happened during the intro. I didn't do a swell job of reading at all, so you'll have to excuse me if I flubbed my words there or the editing looked horrible. That was because of my own reasons of not reading correctly what it said on the notes. This is a very odd font to read, after all. It's like a handwritten thing. So it's not easy to read. As you can tell yourselves, that it's not easy to read. But still. A summer storm was raging outside. Light rain pattered against the glass. The gentle noise punctuated by rumbles of coarse thunder. It's been a long time since I've talked in Trilby's voice. It feels nice to be talking with that posh English accent that I gave him. Can we look at the lamp? I stared blankly. How about here? Look door. There were 2 entrances to 2 apartments. Simone's was the one on the right. Okay. La-di-da-di-dee. And also, I do have the tutorial on, but I might turn it off later if it's this simple to do the game. Although I'm not sure what kind of other stuff might happen in the game. I knocked sharply upon Simone's door. Okay, that's usual. Receiving no reply, I knocked again, louder. Can I open the door? Basic security measures ensured that was impossible. Still no response. The doorman had assured me Simone was in. I decided it was time to enter by my own methods. Press tab or type in to view the inventory. Okay. I had with me lockpicks. Okay, use lockpicks. I reasoned that Simone could have been in trouble, and even if she wasn't, then at worst I was only playing to my reputation. I spent a few minutes feverishly picking the lock, then let myself in. Simone's bedroom light refused to turn on. I stood in pitch darkness, then intermediate flashes of lightning preventing my eyes from adjusting. Yeah, don't you just hate that? Find the switch. I didn't understand the word find. It would be funny. Somebody writing down notes into a notebook or a kind of a diary about whatever they do, you know, to keep a journal of their adventures. It will be kind of funny if in the middle of something that I went into the room of my friend, but I did not understand the word find. I mean, it would be funny just to find a journal that read something like that. I did not understand the word fuck. Look switch. It was too dark to see anything. Yep. Open window. I had no intention to I had no intention of filling the room with wind and rain. Pull curtain. I pulled open the blind. So now we can probably see a body on the floor. I knew she would be dead. The body on the floor was undoubtedly Simone. I felt for a pulse, and my hands came away stained with long, cool blood. My fingers traced the outline of a large wound in her torso, slashed by a big weapon, wielded by a big assailant. I think DeFoe might have killed her. You know, with the machete, like he always does. Freaking Jason wannabe. I called for an ambulance, as futile as it would be, and left before they arrived. Why? You're an agent of some kind. Don't they know who you are? Or don't they know about the agency? I'm sure if they do, you can stay there and report them what happened. You're an eyewitness after all. Due to me being a clear murder suspect, I was relieved from duty for the week it took for the Ministry of Occultism to inspect the flat and confirm supernatural activity. Why would you be a clear murder suspect? You came there when she was long dead. The doorman can attest to that. That you came in there and she was already dead a long time. Forensics can prove that part. So yeah, I don't think you would be a murder suspect. If you would have stayed there, like I said, you wouldn't be a suspect. Use your brains, you gun. I hate these in some movies and others. Stay there. They can prove with forensics and others that you are not a murderer. It might take time, but you will still not be the murderer. Ugh. My superior simultaneously apologized and assigned me to investigate if there was a connection to the DeFoe Manor incident.
You think she was stabbed in the chest with a machete?
Merely reading those 3 words, capitalized on front of a loose leaf file, brought the nightmares back with more intensity than ever. Also, I hate that the music just cuts, it doesn't loop like it did in the previous games. I wonder why. Sure enough, a field agent reported that looters had discovered and sold several artifacts from the mansion, including the wooden idol that housed John DeFoe's soul. Well, how could they sell it? They would have been possessed and killing people all over the place already. That's how it works, right? You touch the artifact and his soul will possess you? Or did they change the rules in between games? To my surprise, no murders had been reported or committed by anyone who had come into contact with the accursed trinket. I did not find this reassuring. Exactly, that's what I just said. I quickly advised James Fowler to go into hiding. He was stunned, but agreed. The boy had sense, and still respected my judgment. Good. Good on ya, boy. Good on ya. This done, I began following the idol's trail. From the pawn shop it had entered the possession of one Professor Abed Chahal, an authoritative historian. J-Hall? Wait a minute. In the second game, the captain's name was J-Hall, wasn't it? Oh my god. They're connected. The captain was the murderer in the second game. We don't know. Woo! So he was possessed by John DeFoe. Because he was the one whose ancestors got a hold of the idol. So his family was cursed to begin with. He was destined to find John DeFoe's corpse in space. Although I don't think it was a corpse, after all. At least that's what I think. Unless Trilby did put remains inside the box, but I don't think he did. It might have been the idol that he put inside there. I don't know. At least we did destroy the idol in the future. But then some other spooky stuff, and I really didn't like the ending of the second game. I really didn't. He had scheduled some kind of antique fair in the Clanbrown. I'm trying to pronounce it. Clanbronwyn Hotel, on a small island off the coast of Anglesey, I think? Anglesey? Popular with tourists. Of course. Small island off the coast of somewhere. It's always popular with tourists. Assuming the role of a scholar of antiquities, I booked the room. Yeah, I better book it. On the 28th of July, 1997, I caught a ferry from Porthlejog. Porthlejog? Porthlejog. It's a Celtic name. I don't know how to pronounce Celtic names. In Anglesey, that's the best I can pronounce. And arrived at around 3 p.m. in Clanbronwyn Island's coastal village. It seemed a peaceful hamlet, and in defiance of stereotype, the locals were welcoming, and told me no local legends to dissuade me from exploring the island. The Clanbronwyn Hotel was in the island's center, surrounded by forest. I made my way there on foot.
Clanbronwyn Hotel. You're Trilby, right?
As soon as I arrived, I was greeted by a balding man in a grey anorak. I wondered if I was expected to know who he was. That depends. My name is Linkman. I'm with the Ministry of Occultism. Oh, I thought the Ministry were clear on the fact that I was handling this on my own. Maybe there are still people who don't trust you, Mr. Trilby. What? I haven't stolen anything since I joined the SDP. Your colorful past is not what concerns my superiors. It hasn't gone unnoticed that your history with the DeFoe race influences you psychologically. I'm sure you resisted, but it could still cause you to act irrationally, disobey orders. Everyone just feels a little safer when someone else is on the ground. Someone else on the ground. I see. You can rest assured that I will endeavor to maintain absolute professionalism on this assignment. But nevertheless, I have my orders. I would suggest we keep out of each other's way then, and pursue separate investigations. I'm sure I don't want to get mixed up in a reunion. I watched him disappear around the corner of the building. I very much doubted that Linkman and I would become friends. Evidently. The Clan Brandwin Hotel lobby was a warm welcome. The building was certainly well maintained, and yet there was something about it that nagged at the back of my mind, quickening my pulse. I dismissed the sensation, an act which in retrospect I would come to regret. Don't spoil anything, man! Good evening, Terence Railby. I have a reservation.
Ah, yes, you're here for the antique fair. We put you in room 3C on the 3rd floor. If you'd just like to sign the check-in book.
Hello, Bethan. I'm just letting you know I'll be having dinner in my room today.
That's absolutely fine, Professor.
This, I decided, was what they called a golden opportunity. Professor J-Hall?
Yes? I'm afraid you have met me at a disadvantage.
Railby. Terence Railby. We met at Sotheby's a few months ago?
Oh,
you don't remember me?
No, of course I do.
Terry Railby. How have you been? The astute reader has already guessed that both Terence Railby and the previous meeting were utter fiction. Oh, I thought it was real. I thought you had met him a few months ago, and it felt so honest and everything. Oh, don't play us for stupid, Trilby. And really, Terence Railby? That's just your name. T. Rilby. Trilby. You just added an A to the Railby and made the T into your first name. Not the best of names ever. I mean, it would be same if I would take moi and turn it into Michael Way or something. I don't know. It sounds really stupid, but hey, that's maybe if I would take the S from SpiderMwa and then I would make my name into something like Samuel Pilderway. Yeah, not SpiderMwa at all. Just feels silly. Ugh. I had spent some time studying J-Hall's movements and habits. He was, by all accounts, absent-minded, and that was something I could use.
Ugh. You are an evil one, Mr. Trilby.
I'm well, thanks. I was hoping I'd run into you. I've heard interesting things about the items you are showcasing here. You remember I do freelance scouting for some wealthy collectors?
Yes.
Well, a client of mine was expressed an interest in relics from DeFoe Manor in Buckinghamshire. He's been on my back for a while about it. Between you and me, he seems pretty obsessed. What remained of Professor J-Hall's suspicion melted away from his expression as the opportunity to make money entered the conversation.
Well, I'm sure I wouldn't want to damage your professional status. Would you like to come up to my room for drinks?
Oh, I don't want to impose.
No imposition at all. Please follow me.
Your room key, Mr. Railby.
Ah, thank you. Please lead the way, Professor. How much talking is in this game?
Abed, who's your friend?
Oh, let me introduce you. This is my professional assistant, Siobhan. She accompanies me on most of my excursions. Siobhan, this is Mr. Railby, an old acquaintance. He's looking for information on DeFoe manor artifacts.
Oh, really? He am half the people we meet. What is it about that place?
Never underestimate the attraction of a mystery, my dear. Please take a seat, Terry. I'll be right with you.
So interested in ghost stories?
The girl struck me as a forceful personality. I gave the matter some thought before replying. Not really, I'm just scouting on behalf of a client, like I told the professor.
You know, it's strange to see someone as young as you in the antiques trade. And come to think of it, I thought only old men dressed like that. No offense meant.
None taken. I didn't catch your last name.
It's O'Malley.
Siobhan O'Malley.
Couldn't be more Irish if it tried, could it?
Sorry to keep you waiting, my dear boy. Now then, what shall we talk about?
When talking to characters, you must specify the topic of a conversation. Holy hell, it's take a long time just to get to... Talk to Abed about DeFoe manor. Well, it really took me a long time to get somewhere. How much talking is in this game? This doesn't even feel like a game. It's more like interactive movie. I guess that's what they went for when they made this game, when Crowshaw made this game. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here before we start talking with these people. This is really weird. Very interesting. Also, it's really interesting. It's not really weird. I don't know why I even said weird. I guess I meant it's a weird type of a gameplay because it's not. It doesn't feel like a regular adventure game. Like I said, it's more like an interactive movie. But then again, there might be surprises in the future of where we can go and what we can do. But for now, it's just been a very, 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 very long introduction without me having to do anything for gameplay. And that took me 24 minutes? Jeez. Ugh. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see what happens next time. So until then... I hope you all have a good evening, good afternoon, and a good morning, and I will see you all next time. Take care, people. Bye.